Welcome to the world of Marissa Marchan channel. A weekly serialized story full of heartfelt moments and relatable characters that will capture audiences' attention. Coming to America, The Journey, Part 5. High school days. Those who grew up in Hawaii probably remember the warm ocean breezes, the smell of plumeria in the air, and the sounds of traditional Hawaiian music filling the evenings. It was a simpler time, with laid-back island vibes and close-knit communities. Those memories hold a special place for many who have experienced them. When we weren't at the park or beach, my family and I were at CamSwap meet in Aiea. It was the place to be on weekends, offering an eclectic mix of local crafts, fresh produce, and unique treasures. Families gather to browse through the stalls, catch up with friends, and enjoy delicious local snacks like shaved ice and malasadas. We would then go across the street to Pullridge Shopping Center until nightfall. It was one of my family's favorite places to visit. The mall buzzed with activity. Liberty House was a popular department store where Loida and Tessie often bought cosmetics and perfume. Mom, Dad, and Lonnie were always in the housewares section. Edith and I browsed Sears, Dye-Et, and JCPenney. That's all we did, we just looked around because we didn't have money to spend on anything. We were just kids who relied on our parents for everything. The only allowance I remember getting was a quarter each day for school lunch. I once lost my lunch money and had to borrow a dime from a friend to buy milk. As soon as I got home, my stomach grumbled, so I ate whatever leftovers were in the fridge, usually rice and chicken adobo. My after-school memory was watching Checkers and Pogo, two goofy Caucasian men who hosted a fun children's TV show. Their antics and games entertained me. It was an excellent way to unwind after a long day at school. Then there were Happy Days, Gilligan's Island, and Laverne and Shirley. I loved watching these shows until Mom called me to help with dinner. Whenever our siblings give us money, Edith and I run to the Tsumoto store for snacks. It was always Eskimo pie and Yick snacks for me. It was a popular treat I enjoyed after school. My favorite was Lihing Mui, a dried Chinese plum, the ultimate mid-afternoon snack. Many kids save their pocket money to indulge in this delightful snack. I was one of them. I didn't like it at first. It had a distinctive salty flavor, combining sweet, sour, and salty tastes. It was an acquired taste, but once you developed the habit, there was no turning back. For those who grew up with it, Lihing Mui was more than a snack, it was a favorite childhood memory. These small pleasures and routines helped the unfamiliar feel more comfortable. And then there was school. The education system in Hawaii was different from that in the Philippines, in my opinion. I was surprised to hear some students refer to their teachers by their last names without a title. Some teachers seemed fine with it while others preferred the more formal address. It was customary in the Philippines to refer to teachers with respect, using a sir or a ma'am or Mr. or Miss, Mrs. followed by their last name. Adapting to these new customs was part of the challenge of fitting in. Despite these differences, I gradually found my place and made friends with similar experiences. My Japanese teacher, Mr. Yorita, asked the class to write a report about a city in Japan. We had to do an oral presentation in English and Japanese, which was quite challenging for someone still learning both languages. I spent hours reading books in the library about Kyoto, trying to understand every detail. I stayed up late at night and woke up early, memorizing my essay. I presented my report. My heart pounded as I stood in front of the class, but I was determined to do my best. My classmates were speechless. It was as if they had never seen anyone deliver a speech without paper or notes before. Mr. Yarita even praised my effort, noting how well prepared and detailed my presentation was. He gave me an A. It was a moment of pride and relief, knowing that all my hard work had paid off. As my classmates presented their reports, I was shocked to see them read their essays straight from their papers. It seemed memorizing the material wasn't as common here as back home. It was through this experience that I realized the differences in educational expectations between cultures and countries. I let go of my old habits and stopped worrying about fitting in. Instead, I adopted a new, more relaxed approach to learning and presenting. This casual approach took some getting used to, but I still became proficient in reading and writing hiragana, one of the basic Japanese writing systems. I learned to speak Japanese and conversed with my classmates and teacher more confidently. An elective class, So This Is Love, introduced students to love through poetry. My teacher, Miss Rogers, always asked the class to write a 5-paragraph poem about love. What in the world? Who knew what love meant at such a young age? Many of us had not experienced such deep emotions, so it felt strange to express them in a poem. Then it hit me. At the time I left the Philippines in 1976, stylistics had established a strong presence. My favorite was Betcha by Golly Wow. When they played on the radio, I sang along to their hits. The smooth melodies and heartfelt lyrics resonated with me. So, I borrowed some words and wrote what I knew. I turned it in and my teacher was so impressed that she read it aloud to the entire class. It was fortunate for me that neither she nor my classmates knew stylistics or their songs. From then on, I used those lyrics as a guide, and I crafted my love poetry. I passed with flying colors and received high praise for my creativity and originality. My creative edge came from this method, and I continue to do so today. In TESL, teaching English as a second language, Ms. Nakamura taught us how to use chopsticks. We learned or tried how to use chopsticks as part of a cultural immersion lesson that aimed to help us understand and respect different traditions. Her lessons were always engaging and fun, blending language learning with ethnic experiences. We had fun using chopsticks to pick up small objects while discussing various English idioms and phrases, making the class both practical and enjoyable. While practicing, I had no idea how I made those chopsticks fly. It flew across the room, hitting one of my classmates and nearly causing a minor disaster. Everyone laughed, including Miss Nakamura, who saw the humor in the situation. She smiled and used the incident as a teaching moment, encouraging us not to give up and try again. But I didn't. Because of the embarrassment I felt that day, I never learned to use chopsticks. Fork was a better alternative for me, and I have stuck with it since. My ethnic study teacher, Mr. Masuda, planned a luau in the school ground, complete with a kalua pig. He let us experience Hawaiian culture firsthand. Mr. Masuda and some of my male classmates dug up an underground pit oven called an imu and built a fire in it early in the morning. The imu contained a whole pig stuffed with volcanic rocks, wrapped in tea and banana leaves. A chicken wire ring usually surrounds the pig to ensure the tender meat remains intact. Then they covered it with a tarp and a mound of dirt and roasted it slowly for 8 to 10 hours. They opened the pig, revealing perfectly cooked, tender meat that melted in our mouths. The delicious aroma filled the air by lunchtime, and we all gathered around to enjoy the feast. Mr. Masuda's cultural activities helped me break out of my shell. These experiences broadened my perspective and enriched my understanding of the world around me. My shyness faded as I became more accustomed to the surrounding environment. I didn't realize how fast time flew. Before I knew it, the school year was over. As summer approached, I eagerly anticipated the upcoming adventures and opportunities in the coming year. Tune in next week for another exciting episode from Marissa Marchan channel. Please check out my channel trailer video to learn more about the exciting content you can expect from my channel. Your support means the world to me. I write young adult, new adult, and middle grade fiction. For more information about my work, visit marissamarchan.com. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Thank you.